it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Thank you very much for joining me on a sunny Monday. It's actually a bank holiday in the UK, so if you're in the UK, have a great long weekend. We may be in odd times, but we can still enjoy our weekends. Today I have got a lot of cards to show you. These actually need finishing off, but I thought I would just let you have a quick look at them. These use papers from the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper pack. This is coming in the new annual catalogue. So if you're an existing customer of mine, yours should be winging its way to you. If it's not arrived already, it should be with you very soon. These are double-sided papers. There are 12 designs, 4 of each, so 48 sheets of paper, and they're gorgeous. I haven't used every design. I've used every piece of paper. I haven't used both sides of each. So we've got beautiful, great for Christmas, just saying, beautiful, beautiful papers. Some of them are really bright, some of them are more of a solid, but they're amazing for all sorts of occasions. That's the word I'm looking for. Perfect for men and women because we've got subdued patterns as well. I mean, this is a real neutral. For me, that's what I would call a solid. And then the final design. Now, obviously, my Stampin' Up team is called the Sparkling Sunflower, so for me this is made in heaven. But these are the cards that I have made. They contain all the new in colours. So let me see if I can get these right. Magenta Madness, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight and Bumblebee. It's the magenta that's going to get me every time. But they've also got a pop of Poppy Parade. Who would think Magenta Madness and Poppy Parade? Anyway, so these are the cards that I have made. This is the design, I believe, although yes, it is. This is the design that I'm going to be showing you how to make a different card with. So I'm going to put that to one side. This is just the stripe, so if you're not into, or the recipient's not into florals, but great design for getting the most out of your papers because these use just a 2-inch strip. Now this is the Poppy Parade, and this one I will be turning into a Christmas card. I know, Christmas already. It'll be with us before we can blink. Hopefully we'll be back to something a little more normal by then. So, as I say, 2-inch strip and then just the pieces of cardstock on either side. So this is the one that I'm going to be making a similar but not the same card out of. So this is just a half sheet of A4. I fold mine at the top because it just makes it easier for photographing, but if you want to fold it have it on the side, just cut it short and fat rather than long and thin. And if you're in the US, then I've got the measurements for you on my blog as well. All the measurements are on my blog and there's a post about that. There's a link to the post immediately below. So all we need is our piece of cardstock, not cardstock, designer series paper. I really shouldn't be filming today, should I? This is a beautiful pattern and I don't actually think I made a card using it because I felt for this it was too small. No, I didn't. For this technique, I think it's just a bit small. You can't really see that it's a rose, but it is a beautiful paper. So all I'm going to do is take my snail, and I'm going to be reasonably liberal with it because snail sometimes is, it doesn't like humidity. And as certainly in the northern hemisphere, we are hitting sort of spring, late spring, early summer, humidity is kind of where we are. So I'm going to line up my card with the top here, and I'm going to line it up on my grid paper, and I'm going to come in about ½ inch and just make sure that, make sure that I've got that edge straight So I'm 1/2 inch top and bottom, so that we know that that's straight. If it's not straight at this point, it's going to look a bit odd later on. So same pattern. And then I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight. This was Magenta Madness, but this time I'm going to go Misty Moonlight and just see how it changes the whole tone of the card. And I've stuck some of the double-sided adhesive on the back. This is coming back in the new annual catalogue. Hooray! As you may know, I got quite a stock of it before it went out previously. So I'm going to trim, rather than using a whole piece of the cardstock, I'm going to trim down to 1/8 of an inch, which is quite small, but it's perfectly fine for this. And our trimmer is so good that it will cut 1/8 of an inch without any problem at all. So so if you're into centimetres rather than inches, 1/4 of a centimetre. So that's those. And as you can see, you can get an awful lot of strips out of one piece of cardstock. And then I like to just make sure that the double-sided adhesive is really well stuck down, because that is all that's going to be holding it in place. You could use liquid adhesive if you want, but I just thought it was easier to use the double-sided strip. And then all I'm going to do is, from the top end, peel off the backing strip and just expose a bit of the... Ooh, I've got a fuzz. Just expose a bit of the adhesive on the back, and then just run this down the edge of your designer series paper, just releasing the release paper as you go, and then you get a nice straight finish. And we'll do the same with the other one. If you don't press the adhesive down properly, you could end up with some of it staying on the release strip, which generally speaking isn't a major issue, but when you're dealing with very, very fine pieces of card, so if you're doing word dies or thin strips like this, you really do want to make sure you've got it well stuck down, so that when you release the release paper, the adhesive stays on the card. And then I like to just get my bone folder and make sure that that is properly stuck down, and turn over your card, and then from the back just trim away the excess pieces. And I still haven't found my sticky scissors, so I keep having to clean these ones now, but it's lovely actually when you clean them because they're all beautiful. Right, so there is our card. Just got a spit there that's just annoying me slightly. So really gives it quite a different feel just by changing out the strip. This is very much brighter than this one, and all we've done is change 1/8 of an inch of card. We need a sentiment. Now, I have actually got a reason for doing all of these, and I want to send lots of cards to lots of my friends who I haven't seen for a long while. A lot of them would be, that's filthy, a lot of them are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and I just wanted to send them a you know, I'm thinking of you type card. So I thought these would be perfect. And I've got the sentiment, miles apart but still in my heart, which again I thought would be really good for this. And I've just got a scrap of Whisper White, and I'm just going to, actually I'm going to come in a wee bit and I'll explain why in a moment. Oh, and I've just realised I was going to stamp off first. So we'll try that again, because we don't yet have, or we haven't been able to pre-order, I should say, the ink pads for the new ink colours. So I'm trying to get something that's a little bit closer to Misty Moonlight than Night of Navy. And I think by stamping Night of Navy off, it's not the right colour, but it's going to be better than Night of Navy. So let me show you what I mean with... So that is quite obviously a different colour, whereas that is a better tone. It's not the right colour, but it is a better tone of the colour. So that is the stamping done. And now I just need my trimmer back. So I'm going to just snip that off. What I want is a 3/4 inch strip, which could be an interesting ask, but what I'm going to do is start by lining that up so that it's straight in the trimmer, and I can see if it's straight because my miles apart will either be straight or in this case not, and I can just hopefully move it a wee bit. Now of course if you do this in the Stamparatus it's going to be straight because you would have stamped it straight. Fingers crossed. Okay, so that is fine, and then 3/4 inch is this line here, because these are 1/4 inch lines, and if I hold that down tight we now have a 3/4 inch strip. I need to clean out the gutter of my trimmer, which it's just building up lots of fuzz, and that means you don't cut so well. So 3/4 inch strip, and all I'm going to do is bring in the punch that goes with the stamp set. The stamp set is Lovely You, and this is, oh, what's it called? I will get them, I will. Just haven't quite got them yet, and unfortunately I can't show you the inside of the catalogue until the 3rd of June. So it is Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. So it's quite a mouthful, but it's the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch, which goes with the Lovely You stamp set, which has got lovely sentiments, lots of lovely sentiments, and some icon-y bits as well, some small bits. So really lovely, and you've got these two shapes which you can punch at 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch, and you can layer them up. I'm not going to layer them up, but I'm going to go for, actually no, I was going to go for this one. I think I might want it a little bit shorter than that. So this is where I'm just going to gauge roughly the same distance at each end. Probably about there, because then I can pop it in, and yes, I know I'm putting it upside down, because it then means I can turn it over, and if I'd gone too far I'd see the words, but I haven't, so I can't. So that's perfect. And then same again with the other end. You just want to make sure that it is straight, which it would be had I cut the end straight, but I didn't, I just used my snips. So there we've got our lovely little label, which we can stick on with some dimensionals, that's the word I was looking for. And I know I have got large dimensionals somewhere on my, oh, I've got them upside down, that's where they are. So I'll just take 3 of those, bring my card back in, and pop 1, 2, 3 dimensionals on the back, and then just pop this down on my, actually I might, I just noticed I didn't get that quite right, so but I'm just going to trim that off. That's better. I didn't check that it was straight when I punched it. Yeah. There we are. 1 card. Now I've only got to do the other goodness knows how many. But I hope that has inspired you to use up your 6x6 papers. The new catalogue goes live on the 3rd of June, so Obviously, come then, we can look at all these lovely new papers again. In the meantime, you can use up all your 6x6 or indeed your 12x12 just by doing 2-inch strips. Use them up, get them on a card. Quick, easy, get them out to people. Perfect time to be sending cards out to people. So let's all get cards out to people. I will be doing my usual product shares. The information on that will be posted on my website very soon. I have sent it to my existing customers first because I always like them to have first dibs at these things. It will then go on to my newsletter. So if you're in the UK and you would like a paper or ribbon share, and it will be a quarter share of all of the new papers apart from the laser cut paper and the colour families. I'm doing the new in colour family paper, but not the carryover colour families. So yes, if you want all of the new papers, all of the new ribbons, sign up to my newsletter if you're in the UK and you don't already. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is in the bottom right hand corner, so that you get to see all my videos when they come live. If you wish to ring the alert bell, then you can do that too. If you're in the UK and would like to shop with me, I would be thrilled to show you my customer service. If you are waiting patiently or rather impatiently for new items, do remember that if you sign up as a demonstrator now, you can put the new stuff, the pre-order list items can be selected as part of your starter kit, and it's £99 or €129 for £130 or €175 of product. You can join my team if you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands. And remember that there is no postage on the starter kit. So anyway, thank you very much indeed for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.